talk a little more about the stigma that people face when they smoke weed and how we can maybe work to overcome that to help people focus a little more on their wellness, because this has obviously become a very big issue for you.
Yeah, it's always been a ridiculous sort of position of the extreme right wing and these religious extremists that we have to deal with about a number of issues. It's been a war in our country, frankly, since the founding. I mean, it's not exactly a recent problem. And obviously, people are still in jail for marijuana. I mean, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And it needs to be legalized. In fact, we're giving a percentage to normal to help that situation out. But I would fully expect well, depending on how the elections go, of course, if common sense even begins to trickle into our politics, it should be legal everywhere and people should not be jailed for it and all that. That's just ridiculous.
I feel like as the guy who put together the Artists United Against Apartheid and sort of helped spring Nelson Mandela, you might be the guy to help us legalize weed.
Well, maybe so. I mean, it's happening, already, and in the more sensible states, that don't have these fascist, ridiculous Republicans running things.
Do you ever think about getting involved in the sort of the movement for legalization?
Not in a formal way. I mean, I'm just busy. I'm very busy with a lot of things. We'll see. You never know. You never know. But this is a pretty big step. I'm obviously coming out vocally and physically in support of legalization and certainly decriminalization, obviously. But it just should be legal.
Yeah.
And I have a whole different sort of take on these things. When it comes to economics, I don't know why we're the kings of capitalism, but our government is the only government in the world that's not in business. So all of the income comes from taxes, which is really stupid,
You think they should do what Canada's doing and get into the weed business?
Yeah, I think the government should be involved not only in legalizing drugs and sex, by the way, but should be partners in the energy conversion, sustaining energy, and the government should be a partner in it. The green grid and everything having to do with a poison-free environment, which I would have tried to make for 2030, not 2050. I wish Biden had done a John Kennedy and said, instead of we're going to the moon in 10 years, we're going to be poison-free in 10 years by 2030. And I would make the government partners in conversion of all the fossil fuels and make them a partner in the energy business, as well as the sex and drugs business, and have all that money go towards first the deficit, but then the debt, which is extremely serious problem that nobody really wants to think about.
What is it that you would say to new and returning cannabis consumers who are maybe a little bit on the fence about trying your product?
Well, I mean, it's all I can say is it's as high quality as everything else with my name on it. I've always keep my standards very, very high. No pun intended. We're more focused on the wellness aspects of it, but yeah, you're gonna get a more mellow high from it. That's nothing really scary, nothing that should frighten anybody. It's perfectly safe. We feel that's a good place for us to start. And again, it's very much in relationship to our other products in the underground Apothecary, such as our lollipops that are turmeric or our ginger teas. We're kind of emphasizing the herbal benefits, immune system type things that are helpful. And we think even our cannabis line will be helpful in terms of especially people who need to smoke in order to alleviate some pain or help them sleep, or that kind of thing. And we want to emphasize that part of it. Like I say, it's a little bit more of the CBD, a little bit less of the THC. And I think people will notice the difference if they're comparing.
So we're not going to see you like getting high with Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson anytime soon. Not that kind of cannabis celebrity. No.
No. Well, we'll see. You know, I may share a brownie or two. We'll see
Hey.
about that. But no, I'm not gonna go back to smoking. It took me 30 years to quit smoking. That's not for me. That's a young person's game.
Well, I'm very excited to say that I will be able to meet you in person in Holyoke, November 18th at CannaProvisions out there. And thank you so much for joining us and talking about your new venture. We're very excited to see how it goes.
No, it is exciting and good to talk to you.
Thanks again to our awesome guest this week, legendary guitarist, actor, activist, and owner of Little Steven's underground Apothecary, Steven Van Zandt. You can buy his CBD heavy pre-rolls now exclusively at CannaProvisions in Holyoke and Lee, Massachusetts. And make sure to check out his new memoir, Unrequited Infatuations, out now. Make sure you're following us on social media at Different Leaf and at Different_Leaf, and I'm at Brit the British. Thanks as always to our lovely producer, Andrea Maraskin, and thanks to Homebody for the music.